Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In the next few days, we're going to be making a few kind of quick videos over here because I want to go take a little bit of a YouTube break. But right now, we have some huge news over here from the Nintendo Switch 2, where it seems like people are now finally getting somewhat of a hands-on for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, if you guys have kind of missed a lot of the drama over here, basically in the CES, there is obviously a lot of big like conference news and video game news and TVs and random things, executives and these big higher-ups over at like PlayStation or Lenovo or whatever it might be, these really big companies. But right now, it seems like people actually have a hands-on for the Nintendo Switch 2, and well, apparently there's a lot also drama too as well, where apparently a lot of the Switches have been kind of floating around, and well, people have kind of getting a little bit of hands-on. So I was going to give you a really quick video over here to kind of showcase up what people are seeing. This also could always be like one of those fakes or whatever, but apparently this seems like this is what people are looking at for the Nintendo Switch 2, and as well, it also seems a little bit bigger than the current Switch as well. So if you guys are subscribed with notifications on, especially if you just want to see more Switch 2 leaks and news and all that, or CS stuff, and of course we'll have a few more videos throughout the next few days, so be on the lookout for that. But I guess without further ado, this video over here has been kind of floating around. As of right now, it has 1.2 million views. 1.2 million views. Crazy news for the Nintendo Switch 2 preview at CES. And this is where I just want to see that quick hands-on. You guys can kind of see this over here. Let me go and mute this, just so you guys can see. I'm going to gap in this a little bit, but this is apparently the first looks at the Switch 2. Now, I'm kind of curious if you guys want to give your thoughts, as this kind of like almost my first impression. I saw it, like I watched it like 2 or 3 times, but figured it'd be a good video to kind of just talk into and yap on into. But if you guys could probably go and see, the Switch 2 is, well, physically in their hands. It does give me a lot more Steam Deck vibes a little bit. Like a slightly bigger console kind of makes a little bit of sense, and well, like I said, it seems pretty much just like the Switch. Like it really just is the Switch 2. I just want to know what they're going to call it, or if they're going to call it the Switch 2 itself, and also how well it's going to sell. If you guys have been kind of curious, it pretty much has confirmed that the Joy-Cons are magnetic. We kind of knew about that leak for a while, and it does also seem like the battery life itself actually might be a little bit on the smaller side from what we're also seeing from some apparent leaks, mainly due to the fact that the specs, like the internals, are a little bit stronger in comparison to like a PS4 range or so. And on top of that too, there is a few other little various things, such as they might even have like a social media now on the Nintendo Switch. Like, in case you guys are curious, we can maybe upload your certain clips and have little people floating around. Let me kind of actually play out the video as we're kind of sitting over here, but this is apparently, there's also been seeing a lot of like accessory things. That's the magnetic thing that people were talking about too as well. That's probably, I think, the big defining feature for it. So it kind of like locks on in, snaps on in, and kind of just making the Switch what the Switch would have been if they just made it like 7-8 years later. That is quite literally seemingly what the Switch 2 is. Now, this is probably a big one that people are curious on, because, well, if you're using a handheld device, you want to know, like, how does it compare? Is it, you know, heavier? How does it feel in your hands? Whatever. So this is probably the best comparison between the two. As you guys can kind of see from the original Switch, it is quite a bit smaller. I mean, like, it's still comparable, don't get me wrong, but you can definitely tell just by a quick glance that the original Switch is quite a bit smaller. The screen is smaller, it's not as wide, it's also not as, like, I guess, vertical, right? Vertical as well. So it just is overall, like, more expanded and out. As I mentioned, this kind of makes sense, though, because it will be slightly better specs. And on top of that, too, like, well, I think at this point I'm okay with a slightly larger console. I've had a lot of people kind of have the Steam Deck. If you guys have ever had your own Steam Deck, it's a very girthy console, very girthy handheld. I personally like it. Like, I'm a bigger guy. I'm like 6'3", all the women out there. But when it comes to that stuff, it's like, it's nice. Like, I don't mind. Like, I have bigger hands. If anything, the Switch was almost sometimes even too small for me. Now, as well, granted, a lot of families, a lot of people will be utilizing the Switches. I mean, it makes sense. It honestly makes sense. So just keep that in mind. Like, I do think it seems fine size-wise. Now, as I mentioned, too, a lot of people have had, like, hands-on because they've been making accessories and they have different cases and, you know, side Joy-Cons, whatever people usually will go and make. But this is kind of pretty much confirming that the Nintendo Switch 2 will be coming out way sooner than expected. I keep on playing out this video over here, too, because it's been kind of crazy to see, but like, look at this, dude, look at this. Apparently there's also, we kind of showed some different types of leaks as well, but there is like a slight layout change, as you can see. Dude, that's clean. Like, I mean, in all honesty, dude, especially with it being like a mobile console, you're moving stuff around. Like, I think the snapping feature is kind of nice. Like, I personally like it. So I don't know, you guys can kind of just give me your thoughts. So this is also some of the box over here too. This is a tempered screen as well to make sure it doesn't get cracked or whatever. I just want to know the price point. Now, for me, I'm kind of yapping if you guys haven't seen a lot of these rumors. Like I said, it's pretty much comparable do like a PS4. NVIDIA's had a chance to go and do their GPUs out there. We have some different types of like the screens are out there. The Samsung partnerships out there with all them. It's kind of just basically a slightly better Switch, as you guys can probably go and see. But this is like the first hand. Like, look, this is like what it actually is going to be. I think it looks nice. Like, truly, I'm genuinely curious what you guys think. Are you guys going to buy one day one? Are you guys not going to? Like, I'm not really sure what time even to kind of make the video on, because I think it's just cool to see. Like, this is quite literally the very first looks of it. Now, as well, they do have some intriguing plans from the initial leaks we've discussed on prior things. They want to maybe include like an augmented reality. As you guys remember from like those Mario games, where you're basically to do like Mario maps around your world. I do think augmented reality might be a big push into it. As well, we've also been seeing a little bit of AI integration, but we've kind of seen that a lot in the PS5 Pro and probably in the future Xbox to kind of optimize systems, optimize things like ray tracing, optimize things like upscaling, and of course as well, like I think it looks dope. But once again, this is even more video, like here's like an actual video promo of itself if you guys want to look at it. I think it's cool. I think it's dope. I think it's nifty. I don't know. Like, I personally like it. I don't know. I'm going to have to go and see, like, how many people are going to like it being bigger, though. Because as you guys know, a lot of the, well, people who buy the Switches are families. So you have, like, little Timmy who's 5 years old. Is he going to enjoy having a bigger console? Is it going to be smart to have magnetic Joy-Cons? Is it going to be easier to break? Like, this is all kind of stuff that people are going to be curious on, especially for families trying to buy their consoles. Now, I do once again agree that the specs are a needed upgrade. I almost want to put like the current specs of like a PS3 or like a PS3 Pro, if anything. Like, there was a pretty big graphical jump from the PS3 to PS4, if you guys remember that genre. Like, it kind of went from like, oh, HD to like, oh, HD, like from going like the PS3 to PS4. Like, their games started to wow me in the PS4. Some games are dope in the PS3, but PS4 is when it got good. So I do think this will be nice, maybe, but we also want to have a good launch title. Like, as of right now, there's nothing that's really kind of selling me on a Switch 2. If they had another maybe like proper 3D Mario game, yes. They're probably not going to make another Zelda game because Tears of the Kingdom came out not that long ago. There are a few other IPs that we're looking forwards, like say like Metroid Prime. I loved Metroid Prime as a kid, so we're probably going to be still expecting that and hopefully having a chance to utilize the better specs with it. Like, I'm kind of into that, like just saying. But at the same time, like, I'm not really sure exactly where these things are all going to go. I don't know. But anyway, as you guys can kind of see, like, the big reason is, like, for CS, a lot of these accessory places have had a chance to get their Switches already on hand. Some places have apparently had them for 2 or 3 months, which pretty much solidifies that we're going to have a major Nintendo announcement in the very near future. We're going to basically go and confirm that we're going to have these accessories coming out very soon as well. As you guys can see, they're at CS. And these people are most likely going to get probably sued. I think these people that are in this, like, hopefully the people sharing the videos are fine. Like, hopefully for me, if I get taken down Nintendo, I apologize. I'm just, it's already public. I don't know. I'm just reacting. This could be fake. I don't know. This is just a random video I saw on Twitter. I don't know if this is even real or not. It could even just be a mock-up. I don't see it turned on. Could be a fake. I don't know. Don't sue me. Anyway, but like at the end of the day, like I do think the accessories have had this for a while. I do think the Switch 2 is looking pretty cool, and I want to hear your thoughts. Are you going to buy it or not? It's just really nice to have a chance to go and finally see this in person in the first place. So, yep, subscribe if you guys are new. Subscribe if you guys want more Switch 2 news. I'm going to try to cover more up as we see more cool stuff. And if you guys don't mind like the quicker videos, love you guys.